WHDD presents Susan Says. I am rolling.
The definition of vice in the dictionary, a practice, behavior, or habit generally considered immoral, sinful, criminal, rude, taboo, depraved, or degrading. Vices are usually associated with a transgression in a person's character or temperament. It's also a mental tool, something that grabs and holds without movement. It can be used as an instrument of torture. And then, of course, it's the second in charge, the vice president. For example, Dick Cheney. The movie Vice, which is contender for many awards this year, is, to my mind, one of the most brilliant films of this year and perhaps any. Yeah, I confess it's my politics, so let's get that out of the way. You know where I'm coming from, but as a work of art, regardless, if you can be objective, it is extraordinary. The script and direction by Adam McKay, the genius behind The Big Short, partner of Will Ferrell in Funny or Die, he made this movie. I'm willing to call it the Manchurian Candidate of our generation, a piece of film like Citizen Kane that will go down in history. The story of Dick Cheney and how he ruled and, to some of us, ruined the world is a hodgepodge. It's a combination of gimmicks, yes, and farce along with blood and guts. It breaks all conventions of movie making and the fourth wall. The voiceover person is, well, he talks right to us, and I won't spoil who he turns out to be, but it's one of the more extraordinary surprises. The performances, led by an overweight Christian Bale, he does this for roles. He loses, he gains 40 pounds this time. It's this year's Oscar winner, or there is no justice. Amy Adams loses her softer side to play the tough-as-nails Lynn, his wife, or Mrs. Macbeth. Steve Carell, who is in everything this year, plays a short and, to me, a little off-base, goofy Don Rumsfeld. But there are some surprises like Tyler Perry as Colin Powell, yeah. And Sam Rockwell is a caricature of a caricature, the good old boy George W., but still likable as the real caricature is. But stuff happened, as they say. It happened on his watch. It's all here. The in-your-face political statement made by the film is pounded into us, but there's an even more powerful coda. Stay past the last frame, people. I'm not going to give you a spoiler, but it's what I was feeling all along. The movie got very mixed reviews. I almost didn't go to see it, which would have been a huge loss. This is a masterpiece. It uses all the elements of the medium to wow us, and wow me, it did. The only thing missing, because it happened after the movie, was Sacha Baron Cohen pranking the real Cheney. He gave an interview, and then he gave him a souvenir of waterboarding. He okayed it at Guantanamo, and the jackass smiled and accepted it. Yeah, truth beats even great movie making.
Susan Silver was one of the original writers of such TV classics as The Mary Tyler Moore Show, Maude, and Bob Newhart. She lectures and teaches sitcom writing and had a column on the New York Social Diary called The Search for Mr. Adequate. She hasn't found him yet. Appearing on TV and radio often, she expresses her views on life and opinions on everything.